I don't think y'all take it serious, and if y'all do take it serious, just know that that stop did not start the beef with us.
She was like, okay, I don't need this funeral. She orders her sons to take their brother. They proceed to lift up the casket. She's like, no, in like in a very Tyler Perry-esque villain manner. She makes her sons take their brother's dead fucking body out of the casket. They proceed to walk it out of the church and put it in the back of a pickup truck.
She's gonna get her teasing him the whole movie, and then her only gonna like one, and then it's in the Disney contract. You can't have your Disney girl getting her back blown out by 2 twinks, 1 twink per movie.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your podcast is doing on that podcast now?
This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
I've done it again.
That's all you do.
It's not all I do, to be fair.
You're very good at it.
Okay, so let's just inform the people and make sure you're talking to your mic.
This man, is that good enough for you?
Yes.
This man got us in another potential pod beef.
I don't know what you want from me. I just go out and people want me to voice my opinion, and I give the people that. And just because it may not make everyone happy, does you want me to just sit around and be quiet? That's not the man you love.
It's definitely not. That's not who I married.
All right, so let's just, like we said, I did it last week. We talked about this. I sat down with Danny, and we chopped it up, and we talked about Homeroom University, which they do our podcast that talk about other podcasters. And I just had something to say, man. Like, I just thought it was weird. And definitely check out the video from Danny from the stop. But the part I just want to focus on was the part that Menace then put on their Twitter page. Was the part with me saying they weren't righteous because they took money, they took the trip from Joe. I just thought that was weird. As people were being critics, if that's your job is to criticize other people, taking money from people that you criticize or taking a trip from people that you criticize, it just is it's a little weird to me.
It's morally shaky in the business that you want to be in.
It just doesn't seem like you're compromised a little bit, no?
Yeah. If you're a critic, then you can't like let niggas fly you out.
That's like was a sequel in Herbert, the movie critics. That's like if they was chilling with what's his name? Tom Cruise.
Rupert and Ebert?
No, it's sequel in Ebert. I just looked it up today.
Okay.
The sequel. That's his name.
Sequel?
Mm-hmm. Sequel.
I thought it was always Rupert.
No, Rupert is. I thought it was too, but it's like, no, it's sequel in Herbert. How you say his other name? Herbert.
I don't know.
Ebert. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But that's just like them taking money from a big time celebrity.
Yeah.
So or a movie or actor.
But at the same time, let me play devil's advocate for a little bit. Don't like the like big Hollywood productions like fly them out to like see things? Don't they go see things
to work for
free?
the production? No, they do it because you're working for the production. So if the production needs you to say something, you're gonna say what the production tells you to say.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. It wasn't no hate. I don't think I was in the wrong or anything I said. Y'all criticize people all day, so I think y'all will be fair in y'all assessment of it. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be interesting. What do you think they're gonna say
about what?
About me and Danny?
That y'all was hating.
Yeah,
probably.
They're gonna. I hope that y'all don't do the lame thing and be like, oh, look at this man numbers and all that stuff. Y'all should be better than that.
Yeah.
Because y'all talk about people that's a lot bigger than y'all, so y'all should be a lot better than that. I think I think Jay Nobles is gonna have something to say. I think he's gonna be snappy on Danny, probably a little bit on me. I expect some J. Cole disses maybe. What's the dude who's the classic man?
Oh, Jadena?
Yeah, they was calling me that in Danny's comment. So I expect some comments like that.
He don't look like Jadena, my nigga. He's just light skinned. Like y'all are.
I agree.
Y'all lack creativity.
I think
he do kind of look like J. Cole.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Tone.
Get that off.
I think Tone Groove, the one you call the one with the voice. with a super deep voice. I think he's gonna have some shit. Oh, I don't think that shit that he said was right. I think he's gonna get real deep. I think it's gonna be really jarring.
His voice is like has a very grand stature.
Yeah, it carries. So I think that is, and I think AJ is going to enjoy it. I think he's going to like the beef. I think he's going to like what the back and forth that potentially
just
that
a messy
happen.
nigga that lives for drama.
Yeah, AJ really is. I think he really is. He's like me and Danny. He loves this shit. So we'll see. So I just want y'all to know, man. Hey, if it is for real, if y'all really upset, just know.
As soon as this nigga open his mouth, is beef. Like it's every time.
That's all I'm saying. Like I said, I don't think y'all take it serious, and if y'all do take it serious, just know that that stop shit did not start the beef with us. Them damn shorts did, because these boys be wearing the craziest shorts on screen. All three of y'all.
Y'all be having y'all thighs out.
And then that goddamn fan. Tired of that. Y'all niggas need to sweat like some grown men. Turn that shit off. I'm tired of hearing that shit. But nah, if it ain't smoke, then y'all cool with it. Y'all are fantastic content creators. Y'all do some great work and continue it, man. I hope we can, partner in the future.
Men don't deserve to be cool. Is crazy.
I'm just saying, man. Like, hey, he got to sweat. You got to sweat that shit out, man. Can't be having no fan in the background. That shit is fucking annoying.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Are you tired of paying a lot of money for your vacation? My name is Shirley Proctor, and I am a partner with Tavodian, a traveling membership group. I can help you save time, money, help you and your loved ones see the world.
I like that. That's my kind of energy right there, young.
I know it is.
That's my kind of song right there. I like that.
Toxicity,
Hey.
toxic masculinity.
You just gotta let the people know. Hey, so y'all listening to Talk FNF TV. I'm your host, Rhetoric, when I'm with my lovely and amazing and gorgeous co-host, Miss Reality.
Hi, guys.
And we are back to bring you another episode of us talking shit, man.
Yeah, that's what we be here doing.
That's what it surmises to. Like, and I'm glad y'all people are enjoying it. Like, really, we got a lot of people that's been telling us, like, we got to keep it going, keep it grinding. They mad when we don't put out clips now.
We haven't done that in a little minute.
Yeah, it's been busy.
We back on track today though.
Yeah, we was slipping. We was slipping a little bit. So.
Summer's been getting to us.
Yeah, it got to the best of us, but we back at it, and we not gonna fall off. So.
Period.
But man, more of this political stuff that we got to get into, man. It's like last time we talked about a president getting almost assassinated. Now we pretty much got a whole new election.
We do, and it's so crazy. Did you see this coming at all?
I'm be honest, I'm surprised. I'm gonna get into more about exactly why and how I'm surprised, but I'm shocked this happened. So after doing a speech in which he told us he was going nowhere, he was gonna run to the motherfucking wheels come off, Joe Biden has now announced that he is not going to be running in this new election that's coming up.
Yep.
Upcoming election.
Kamala Harris is our girl.
And he has given his endorsement to Kamala Harris. So at first I thought we was going to come here and be able to speculate on who we thought was going to be, because
there's no time for speculation.
It wasn't. This was the worst time to do it.
The Democratic Party has no time for there to be like a lull of speculation. Who's is gonna be? They need to have already been prepared and roll it out as soon as Joe Biden says, "I'm out." Somebody needs to be right behind him. Hey, it's me.
I don't know. I feel like with the DNC coming up, and like there was an opportunity that if you was gonna go big, you could really if you was gonna go like Michelle Obama big, you could have did that and announced that at the DNC. I thought that's where it was gonna go.
You think they was going Michelle Obama?
I thought they were gonna be that desperate. I thought they were gonna be that desperate, because if you think about Kamala has not had the best. Her last 4 years has always been a joke. Is where has she been?
Yeah. I don't think the Obamas want to be back nowhere near that White House.
I don't think so either.
They got their Netflix deal. Like they're doing what they want to do with their time. I don't think they want to do that.
There was a lot of reports before this saying that Obama was speaking to Biden about stepping down, or at least talking about the election and how he should proceed. Mm-hmm. So I could just imagine if you putting Obama into this conversation, it's because there's an expectation that there's going to be an Obama-led election, campaign going to be coming up. So that was the main thing that I kind of took from that kind of conversation.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Trump picking JD Vance as his running mate now that it's Kamala Harris that he's running against is going to do more harm?
I think JD Vance is going to bring up so much shit that Trump has just been lying about because of his own involvement with people that Trump has said, I don't know who. I think JD Vance.
Oh, yeah, because there's already...
folks who did the Project 25 were in business with JD Vance.
Yeah, so the stuff like that has already been coming out. I think it's really interesting because it feels like Trump knew he was going to win. So he doubled down by having like a super conservative right-wing
Somebody that's going to
partner.
energetic his base.
Yes. Instead of getting someone that could maybe mobilize the middle to want to vote for him.
Yeah.
And that might have worked if he was still running against old ass Joe Biden. But now he's running against Kamala, who all of the middle people, women, black people are going to vote for her. And now the person that you're running with, that Trump is running with, like you're not going to get the middle. Maybe you might, but I don't think so because it's too right now. Like it's too extreme on that side.
And yeah, because to kind of think that Trump is the one that's bringing them over to the center is nuts to think between them two.
Like that's really insane.
No, and then his wife, JD Vance's wife, she's just as like
crazy.
Yeah, she's like
I haven't seen anything.
She's one of those
about
immigrant women who like real
so she's an
conservative.
immigrant.
Yeah, I think she's like
That's
South
crazy
Asian
that
too.
both of them are married to immigrants.
Yeah, him and Trump.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Both of y'all have immigrant wives. That's
So let's
interesting.
Let's get into just. I just don't know if we want to talk about just the conspiracies with Biden, or let's talk about the conspiracy with Biden first, because this has been going around to the fact that Alex Jones is going to say this, but then you also got Tucker Carlson also saying that this is some information where he's reporting like, hey, this is what I'm hearing. So the conspiracy is that Joe Biden's dead, and that he died like a few weeks ago.
Literally scandal. Like Olivia Pope is doing this. Like from the conspiracy behind the shooting to the fight, and then Biden getting COVID, and then all of the speculation about him being dead, and now there's a black woman taking his place, and then there are people thinking that like, I don't think this is true, but there are people thinking that Biden masterminded this because from the beginning when he ran the first time, he said, I'm going to be a one-term president. And then he thought that he could do it again, so then he tried to do it again. Yeah,
I think that because that he was been out of the scene for a little bit, that's where a lot of people was able to kind of jump on this speculation. He has been seen recently, but I don't. You know who Cancel Cole is?
No.
So he's the dude who usually is on TikTok and Twitter, and he like, I don't want to say conspiracy because that kind of like belittles what he does. He shows where the money comes from. He shows like where all of these places, like one of the biggest things he did was he went to a supermarket and showed what is owned by big business and what's owned by like smaller mom and pops type stuff. And so that was kind of like his thing where it's like,
I like that.
Yeah, he showed that. I mean, it's a little flawed, and this is just my nature. I have to hate on shit. The thing is like, yeah, you support those small mom and pops, and then they just sell to the bigger company.
That's what happens. It's just a everlasting cycle of you having to find small businesses to support so that they can get bought out by bigger businesses. So I don't know.
I bring him up to say that in one of his recent videos, he tried to notice that there was some odd things going on with Joe Biden's face. And he then showed a video of a lady in the CIA who showed a picture of her in the White House with the president, the sitting president at the time. And he didn't notice she had the mask on. She couldn't recognize that, or he couldn't recognize that she was wearing a mask. Literally, she's a blonde-haired woman, heavy-set woman. She had a mask on with dark hair. Her features looked a little bit darker. Couldn't tell it was a mask. She literally took the mask off in front of him to show him. So that just goes to show that there is technology that can use a synthetic face and kind of be really passing to the human eye.
I'm sure the prosthetics and stuff in special effects makeup on movies is absolutely insane. So I'm sure that at the high government level and when there's like science involved, you can do that.
I just think it's funny that when it's the white boys for their conspiracies, they can bring that out. But then when we say, hey, the local police are dressing up like black people and causing ruckus, nobody wants to believe that.
Yeah.
That just comes out of our asshole.
Like what?
But no, I
You
don't
can
think
literally buy a black man's mask and hands on Amazon.
I don't think
But go
Joe
ahead.
Biden is dead at all. Like I think he's very much so alive and
He's
walking-
definitely dying.
I think he's walking around with a lot of hurt pride. Because I don't think people have put
And
this
death at his doorstep.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about, like, let's put this in context, right? You were the president. You beat this man 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You were the president of the United States, and you have people telling you, folks who aren't the president, never been the president, telling you you shouldn't run. And not only should you not run,
You can't do this.
they telling you can't do this. Not only that, they also telling you you need to let this black woman take over for you. Joe Biden can be as progressive as he claimed he want to be. That nigga was born in the 50s or the 60s. No, 40s, I think. This nigga old. Joe Biden is old.
It's
this nigga
probably
80s.
40s, yeah.
Yeah, this nigga was born in like the 40s. That nigga got racism in his heart now.
It's literally part of his DNA.
That shit is he was with the super predator shit. So for you to tell him that this colored woman, I'm gonna use that because there has been some questions. We're gonna get into that a little bit of her race. This colored woman should take your place.
He was born in 1942.
So he was good.
November 20th. So also, I've just learned that this man is a Sagittarius. And his birthday is 7 days before mine.
Okay, but no, put that into like perspective. You an old white man born in the 40s. All you didn't know pretty much is Jim Crow segregation into the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, and then
now
you're not even only a regular white man. You're like have privilege and access enough to like go to good schools and be in politics.
And now, at your ripe old age, somebody is telling you that you can't beat this nigga again.
Step
that nigga was
aside.
hurt.
You cannot beat this other old white man. You have to let this black woman do it.
You know they had Hunter going in there and talking to him about it. Hunter came in there. Dad, I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you, big dog. All right, you can't do it. All right. I got some hookers for us we can get back to. We have a good night, but you're done, all right? You got to listen to me. I know when a nigga's out of it.
Joe, please just go enjoy the little rest of the life that you have left. Like, you did your duty of, like, putting a wall up for Trump against Trump.
You've assisted enough in the bombing of Gaza. You can stop now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's okay. Last president that you worked with, he did a lot of bombing overseas. Clearly, you want to pass it on to the next black person. Put all the blood on the black people's hands.
Obama did a lot of bombing.
Oh yeah, that nigga.
He was fucking shit up.
Yeah, that nigga dropped bombs.
Yeah,
like Baghdad, or bombs on Baghdad. All right, so some more stuff we got to get into. So, like I said, the Kamala conversation. Kamala. Oh, Kamala. Okay, so you're not Miss Marvel. My bad. So. The conversation has kind of heated up. A lot of people have been taking aback to the statement of her being, a black woman. So we've had this conversation with a lot of different people. She is South Asian. She does have that heritage.
Does she not have a black parent?
She has a Jamaican father. And we have to say this. No, we have to say this. As a African-American man in this country, I have always heard distinction from Caribbean people in regards to that. We talked about this on the show about the diaspora
Do you
wars.
mean like Caribbean people not considering
me no black, me
themselves
Dominican.
Black? That's Dominicans are different. You
I'm just
cannot.
telling you. I've heard it with Jamaicans too, though. I'm not y'all.
It's not
our
common.
Conversations. I'm not you. You'll say that.
Yeah, it's not common for Caribbean people to not consider themselves black.
Mm-hmm.
That. We do other ourselves from African Americans. That's just diaspora wars at this point. Like, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't
do that. If you do that, then we shouldn't do that.
I respect people for that because, like I said, we have President Obama, who family's from Kenya. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say that he lived the real African American experience, even though his schooling and stuff later on in life. Now you have Kamala Harris, who again, it just seems like our face and imagery is used conveniently for you. But now when it takes to be a authentic son of a slave in this country growing up, we haven't seen that reflect in our leadership. And I can just understand just that being, it's questionable. People had to show the video of her saying, she's not just only doing things for black people, which, you got to kind of understand when you're running for a national, like you can't say I'm doing things for black people. So that's taken out of context. But they're also in the same token, she's going to look at things from a different perspective.
But I feel like we do need black people. We do need a president that looks at things to specifically target like what is going to be better for black people. We do need that. But I at the same time, I feel like our president needs to have everyone's
oh, for sure.
benefit
I'm just
as
saying,
a priority.
I understand the FBAs and why they're saying, hey, we can't look at you and say you're like us. Like that's been the whole thing, not like us. You know, she was in the whole thing with Taraji saying that we can't look at you like that because for years of growing up, anytime we've experienced that, you've always told us we're other. You're other. You're not part of that. So I'm not mad at that take.
Has Kamala ever not like identified as black or like been?
I think one time there's a video clip of her just announcing like her being South Asian and stuff like that. And that's the only thing she referenced when she said it. And there's also been a lot of other like different media sources that'll do that. They'll just reference one side of her because they try to turn into a lot of controversy. Because, you know, at the end of the day, the thing why they have to do all this controversy with her is because she's actually really more right than anything else. Like, that's the one thing when people ask me about voting in the election is like, what y'all don't understand, and I don't feel enough people come from this understanding, it's not left versus right. It's right center versus right middle. Because most of these niggas aren't full right either.
Yeah.
You know, like the main thing, the difference between Biden administration and now the Harris administration and the Trump administration will be the rich people still going to get rich, but there's going to be a level of academia that also has to get blessed if you go with Harris. If you go with Trump is just like, no, the rich niggas can do whatever they want. Fuck the schooling niggas.
Vile.
I mean, it's vile both ways. It's just now you make the rich people under Biden or under Harris have to pay for the people who've gone in education to give the yes or no for things. That's all.
Why did Biden not reverse the bill that Trump signed to just like let plane parts not be inspected? Somebody needs to reverse that. Please, because Boeing is killing people.
It depends. Like certain things like that.
There was a Boeing spacecraft that had something going on with it.
Oh,
you
for
remember?
real?
Yes, it was like last week. The astronauts are safe now, but like it malfunctioned. A spacecraft.
Yeah, that's not. I know there was somebody. They were saying that there were some folks, I think from Asia, that were stuck in space for a little bit, but it wasn't nothing major. It was just they were waiting for a part to come in. Mm-hmm. But just like that kind of stuff, I think has to go over a certain amount of time frame, and then you can renew it for that kind of information. And it also may not have been a super duper priority because those guys are also sponsors. Like I understand, so we can kind of get into just the election of itself because you have a lot of people who when she put her name into the race have not been as galvanized. You see a lot of the celebrity folks, at least I have been, trying to now galvanize people to support Kamala. She had that big donation. But you also see a lot of people who go off a lot of the narratives on her. And I kind of brought up what I said earlier about why they have to talk so much shit about her because she really is more so a conservative than she is anything else. Like this lady was the freaking DA.
Like that's the thing that I see the most when people, especially people on the left, are trying to demonize Kamala when it comes to her history as a district attorney, her history as a prosecutor. That's something that like you have to do your own research on because there's lots of misinformation all over the place, and you'll read and watch videos that'll tell you completely different sets of information. So as American people, it's your job to be an informed voter. Fucking go get the information. All you have to do is do a real quick Google.
I mean, we can tell some people some stuff. Like the whole thing about her incarcerating black men. Like that has been grossly exaggerated.
It wasn't thousands. It was about 45.
But common sense has to tell you, you have to think about that. You have to have context to that. She's the DA.
Her job is to prosecute people and put them in prison.
That's literally the main thing. And the fact is, you can go with some of her record where people said she was trying to be a social worker as a DA, meaning that she was trying to bring too much options to people so they just didn't have to be the option of jail. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not saying that I'm against her 100%, but I know at the end of the day, her allegiance is going to be with the police force when things like we're about to talk in the next thing about. Like, those are going to lean more to her.
Before we get into the next topic, though, like, I'm just very afraid of the way two specific groups are going to vote. Mm-hmm. White women and black men. Straight black men.
Yeah.
White women absolutely shocked us with the way they voted with Hillary Clinton versus Trump. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them voted for Trump. A lot of white women that we thought were going to vote for Hillary voted for Trump. So sorry, don't trust y'all. And then black men, I've seen a lot of y'all doing she's putting black men in jail. It's either that or Trump. And she's not just throwing black men in jail. She don't just hate niggas and be like, oh, jail for you. That's not, like, y'all need to please, black men and white women. Like, we need to stand together against the old white men. Please. Like, we need to get our shit together and realize that we have more in common than differences. Get your shit, read some shit and then register to vote and go vote. That's it.
It's just a level of arrogance and ignorance that's just, especially in the black man community. I don't even bring this up. So I was in Spaces this week, and Imani from the Joe Budden podcast was talking about the whole, politics, Kamala Harris, and he said the same thing that you said about the whole prison thing. So they end up, waxing them and all this other stuff. And it's just the problem that we have in our political cycle isn't the fact that, people are shaming you when you say X, Y, Z. It's the fact that y'all get on y'all stages and y'all platforms and say shit with no information. Y'all think that y'all should be honored for being ignorant. It don't matter how you feel, nigga, if you can't back that shit up. That shit don't matter. His whole conversation, his whole upset, because somebody kind of challenged him later on in the space. His whole thing was, why can't I be ignorant in a vacuum and not have any consequences for it? Nigga, because it's for the president of the United States, you dumbass.
And you have a platform.
And any of y'all who feel like that, that's not directed at him, but that's for anybody who feels like that. That's a stupid thing to say. You have the right to be ignorant, but once you put your voice and opinion in the political spectrum, it's going to be deciphered, and it's going to be analyzed, and it's going to be taken down because you lack information. You want to just say shit just to say it. And then you got people who are going to try to save you bail and all this other stuff when you don't even know what you're talking about. And it's insane. It's just nuts. Like, there are things that you can discuss, but you have to go into detail. Like, even the shit, I know a lot of people don't remember this, the thing about with Vice President Harris, she had a whole thing with the truancy in California, where they had arrested a woman who had a chronically ill daughter who was missing school. So now that ended up being a mistake on the school part, and that became like a really big thing on her, a stain on her, because they're like, oh, you're trying to take black parents and people who are in disfranchised situation and throw them in jail. But it's not necessarily the case. She was hard on that, but that was because it was, at the time, it's easy to say, oh, parents, you need to make sure your kid's in school. No one's going to disagree with that. Like, that's not going to be something that people are going to rally behind and say, no, what you do, because nobody's looking at it really critically. They're just looking at it like, no, that just makes sense. Your kid should be in school and you should be responsible for it. But then it turns into what it turned into. And she had a lot of programs to not make it that, aggressive. There wasn't a lot of people who were arrested because of it. But there are things to be critical of her because she does have that alliance with the system. And the system is the problem. Like, if we're going to have any real conversations about this election, it's the system.
And then there's a whole nother conversation to be had about, like, how do you change the system? Do you work with it from within until you get into a powerful enough position where you can change it? Or are you just a disruptor of the system the entire time? You're not going to be let near the system to change it.
I'll say this. The only time that the people in France, when they were doing the French Revolution, were willing to negotiate with the people was when that head was going on the guillotine. So take that with what you want.
Listen, I done told y'all on this podcast a million times how the Haitian Revolution worked because we was murdering niggas.
So that's just how it is.
But that's
one little tidbit piece of news though before we wrap up this segment. The Secret Service director had to resign.
Sorry,
it's cool. The Secret Service director had to resign. Did you see her?
Of course she had to resign because it was niggas on their camera phones fucking pointing to the building with the ladder like, there's someone going up there. There's someone, like, come on, bitch.
Did you see?
I was so mad when I figured out that she was a woman. I was like, no woman is ever going to hold that for the next 2 decades.
That's
a
the
woman is
last
not
time.
going to, at least.
Yo,
they're going to have to work their way back up.
She was on Capitol Hill, and I swear they found a fucking body. Like, they had folks just bodying her. I'm trying to see if they still had a video up. Because, man, that joint was gruesome. Like, Shawty was really just going at the lady's head. I forgot her name. Which they was just going at her head. It was not a good time. And she looked crazy. Because she was all just, she had to do the little thing. We can't answer questions. I can't do this. I can't say that. So, it was.
No, she's definitely going through it.
No, she definitely did. Like it literally happened, and then the next day she had to resign. Like it was almost that quick.
We knew for a fact that she was gonna have to resign because this was gross negligence.
Oh no, all over. Like when they were asking her, like, how long did y'all know he was in the position? Oh, I haven't gone over that. She was like, yo, y'all done had 9 days. You ain't give us no answers. Like what's going on here?
And really quick, before you bring that up, I just want to bring up the D9 Army that is about to be behind Kamala, because I see everyone talking about the AKAs on the internet. Like, it's not just of course, y'all are not going to be able to tell the AKAs nothing after this. If she wins hopefully she wins the election. I want to not be able to tell the AKAs nothing. But it's not just them. It's going to be the entire D9 all of the D9 organizations that are going to be like steamrolling everyone so that she can get to the top. It's going to be beautiful to watch. I cannot wait for Obama era shenanigans in the White House. I can't wait for celebrities to start fucking visiting the White House again. Celebrities that I care about, at least. I can't I can't wait to see who sings at her inauguration. This is just bullshit at this point. Also, I'm not an AKA.
She just cosplays as one.
No, I do not.
Okay, hold on. Y'all just let me show y'all body real quick.
Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, my first question. Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter, yes or no?
No, thank you.
Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes or no? Was it a colossal failure is the question, yes or no?
I have admitted this is a terrible
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was this a colossal failure, yes or no?
Yes.
Was this tragedy preventable, yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent, yes or no?
I have always been
Yes
eager to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer
to
the
committee.
question. We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier, Secret Service
I'm
is
not gonna
not
play the whole thing. I
political.
just
Is
want
that
you to
correct?
Nah, she
Yes.
eating her up.
Okay, would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political, yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Girl.
That's bullshit. So, Mr.
Yo, she was going crazy. They was like, ma'am, we have to be professional here. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that a professional line of questioning? Or
That's a Representative Nancy Mace. who
oh,
did all
wow.
that.
She said that's bullshit.
She was going in.
Nancy Mace is a white woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was eating. All right, so let's get into.
She ate her up. That was wild.
All right, let's get into a little more serious conversation. So R.I.P. to Sonya Massey. I believe that's how you say her, Massey.
Mm-hmm.
She was killed in
Macy or Massey?
She was killed in an altercation with the authorities.
It wasn't even an altercation.
It wasn't, but it was just an interaction with her local police after calling them for her
own safety.
Yeah, her own safety. To get out there, you see the video going around. It's really tough to watch. I'll do a light description of it. You just see her in her kitchen, having a back and forth with the officers. She tells them her last words being she rebukes them in the name of she rebukes the devil, right? She said rebuke the devil out of you.
I think she said I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So she rebuked.
She had a boiling pot of water on the stove. The officer asks her to turn it off. She turns it off and then she removes the boiling pot of water. As she has the boiling pot of water in her hands, the officer is scared of the boiling water. Like she might throw it on him or something, but she doesn't look like she might.
It's not even close to being.
It's
like,
not even.
He's not even close enough for the water to even do. If it did, it would be like drops.
Yeah. Then he mentions it. She says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and then he says
as she's putting the pot down.
Yes, he then immediately starts to like threaten her, and then she cowers immediately. She says, I'm sorry," and then he says, "I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head" or something like that, and he shoots her. And then there's Did you see the footage of what he's saying after?
Bragging about it.
He's like laughing about it. He's like, holy shit. He says, well, there's no use in trying to give her medical care. When the EMTs and other police officers show up, he also tells them that there's no use because it's a headshot.
Mm-hmm.
And
He also
she's
calls
dead.
himself the perp in that situation.
He tapes up his own crime scene that he caused. He was immediately fired.
Mm-hmm. And he was arrested.
Yeah. Because that's crazy.
It's disgusting. And it just goes to show you that what I always say, like, police are not heroes. They are public servants. They are generally, and I'm just being honest with you, generally they are the bottom of the barrel of humanity. They are people who were not able to galvanize respect in any other fashion, so they needed a badge to do that. And it's just sad to see this happen. I'm glad he is taken into custody. I hope justice is served with him for sure.
I hope so, because this shit is tiring. Like,
but it's the thing is, like,
and I didn't watch the video.
We're never going to get away from that part. Like the part that you're saying, that the part of the police officer giving these third string linebackers and third string offensive linemen in high school this authority and power with the gun, that's never going to end with them using it. But it was just good to see and a good feeling to have in light of everything, to be able to be like, at least he went to jail. At least there's going to be some type of trial and hopefully consequences that come along with it.
I really hope so.
But no, it's disgusting. And these police officers need to pay with their pensions. They need to pay with their retirement. You need to stop just letting that come from the city and the taxpayers. And you need to really hold these men accountable, like in a real way, not just with their lives in prison, but with their pockets. Because if you're going to be going out here giving these folks these authorities, all this kind of stuff, it's just like in our state, you got folks who doing chase laws and all this shit, breaking chase laws as police officers, and then end up killing people or causing property damage or dying. The police officers dying themselves, and now we want sympathy. Mm-hmm. When it's like, no, you don't show us any empathy. You don't show us any sympathy. You don't sit here and try to fix your problems or even reprimand your own people. So when y'all continue to do that in that fashion, that manner, you're going to get disgruntled people. That's why, like, I'm disgusted now that we still haven't been able to stop this Cop City shit. And this shit isn't going to stop with Cop City. Like, I just want y'all to know
there's going to be a couple that there's going to be more that pop up all over the United States. Atlanta's not going to be the only place. And I shit you not.
This is going to be a national center, though.
I will put money that they're all going to be in prominent black cities.
I can imagine this. I heard someone talking about this. I wasn't familiar with this, but they said it's going to be a training ground nationally for police officers. So you can definitely see that
I just hope the training changes.
The training doesn't change unless you do punishment.
And I hope that for the
no, I'm just talking about, but the training,
the
thing is, you, like I said, I've been in the training before. Mm-hmm. The training is not for the well-being of the people. The training is for the well-being of the officer.
I was also gonna say, I hope the requirement levels for someone to become a police officer changes. Like there should be more schooling.
That's the thing. None of this stuff is happening.
Everything needs to happen.
We just keep giving them more money, and we keep making them more of a military. And nobody's going to stop anything.
Bro, the NYPD has like Hellcats, robotic dogs.
The police unions are fucking mobs. They are the mob now.
Yeah.
Like that's just straight up. Your local police union is a mob. And they're going to do whatever they want. They're going to get away with whatever they want. And then they'll throw away a sacrificial lamb like this ass clown who's being a fucking jackass. You know.
Because like what if you're so fearful, then why are you doing a job that puts you in the line of danger on a regular basis?
But see, the thing is, that's the logic isn't that. The logic is because the job is fearful, they're going to be more on guard, and we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt for it. That's the thought
Not
process.
Everyone can do shit like that. Like you need to be able to keep a cool head in the face of potential danger. A tiny black woman standing like 8 feet away from you with a pot of boiling water that you literally just asked her to take off and
she's complying.
Is not danger. That's not danger.
Like if she wanted to throw it, she would have picked it up as soon as you told her to go cut it off and throw it at you. Like, be for real.
And she called you there.
So that's why this shit is just disgusting, man. I understand why people don't trust the police, why they don't go look for help. Because like, why would you want, like, even when they came here, when we tried to call them for the car across the street.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there duck back, making sure like these guys don't get irrational because
both of us.
That can happen. I don't look at an officer and feel like I should trust you for any particular reason.
I was standing behind my mom. You were standing behind me.
Yeah. Like I'm not.
Because there's gonna be no funny business whatsoever.
Like I'm not with the. I don't trust the police for the sake of
police used to show up here on a regular basis because our security system had a time for a couple months where it would just like be going off, but it wouldn't make a noise.
And you gotta be careful with that because they gonna come to a house and they don't think you ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So
and then they would just knock on the door, and I'd be like, "The fuck is going on?" And then we got a bill.
Yeah, they'll do that too.
We got a bill. They were like, this keeps happening. We keep showing up for no fucking reason.
Like I remember like the one time that I really stood up to the police for real. Like it was a girl I was talking to. They played her when she was asking for help because her phone died. And so she couldn't really get the help she needed. Her car had got towed. She was in a real bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we went up to set a complaint to the officers. And the officers came out. Instead of giving us the paperwork to file the complaint, they sent the officers out. I recognized one of the officers because me and him used to work in the same prison together. We get into a back and forth, and I'm talking cash money. Like I'm going crazy. Like to this day, I believe if I was darker, I would have been dead that day because I was out there violating. I was calling them pussies. I was telling them they wasn't about shit. Y'all wasn't going to do nothing. Y'all might as well put y'all hands off y'all guns because y'all ain't squeezing shit. Like I was talking cash money right in front of the police station. And like the girl who I was with, she just was when we got in the car, she was just like, I've never seen a black person talk to the police like that ever in my life. I was just like, oh, well, no, they ain't finna do that with me, nigga. Like, I don't appreciate that. They trying to act like they tough guys. So that's always been how I've been thought about. Like, the police have never been my friend, even though I worked in corrections before. Like, the authorities are never anybody that I respect. They never get my respect, honestly. Let's get into a little more information here about Mr. Beast. So we're going to get back into the social media world here, man.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this with Mr. Beast?
I have not heard about what's going on with Mr. Beast at all. All I've heard about Mr. Beast is that he's the most subscribed YouTube channel on the globe.
Yeah.
Now, so shout out to him.
So in light of his recent success, he has had some things that you would probably like call black marks. So this is one of the bigger ones. So it actually started with this same individual beforehand because they are transitioning. They are now a woman. So this person was Chris Tyson, now goes by Ava Chris Tyson. And she has a child. She's been working with Mr. Beast since they were like small channel, growing through the whole platform. And this video came out that was basically exposing them and saying that they had an inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old when they were 20, so a 7-year difference. Mm-hmm. And also it involved a type of anime art. I don't want to say it because I seen everybody that was talking about it bleep it out, and I don't feel like doing that. So it was an anime art which takes the character, it makes them into a child, and a lot of people do it where they put the kids in compromising situations. So to kind of start this off, most of this stuff ain't really got to do with with Ava. Like that's the funny part about this. Most of this doesn't have to do with Ava. Most of this has to do with this character named Shad Base. Shad Base is an artist who, when they were doing research about him, he got accepted to an art school and got kicked out because his art was deemed illegal.
How? What art was he using? Human flesh?
So we'll talk about what he was doing. So like I said, he would take characters, make them into these childlike, animated figures, and then have them do compromising things. So are you familiar with Keemstar?
No.
So he's a social media person. There was one where somebody told him to take his daughter, who was like 6 years old at the time, and have her give fellatio to Trump. They drew a picture of that. And he said, if Trump wins, I'll do that. So that's kind of what this art consists of.
Yeah.
And he puts this out. You can go to his website and buy it. But they'll also put little glimpses of it or little nods to it on social media and Twitter. This is when Ava comes in. So when Ava was Chris would make comments about this art, either suggesting that he was interested in it, that he liked it, he knew about it, and was a consumer of it. There was even like a tweet where like Mr. Beast, somebody said, like, you got to be a weird dude to have a shade base like art in your house. So like that was kind of like he was into it. So what they did was they used that plus this person who is 20 years old now, and he's saying that there was never no inappropriate relationship, just inappropriate jokes. Like he never touched me, never tried to groom me. It was just we just made weird jokes to each other. Mm-hmm. But it's being turned around because this person is transgender. Mm-hmm. That is making it look like he is Dr. Disrespect. So you familiar with him?
No.
Now Dr. Disrespect is somebody who's more on the right side, and he
Real quick,
Mhm.
this is why I say we're chronically online. Continue.
So Dr. Disrespect was an online streamer guy, but he actually had and admitted to trying to groom a minor, trying to get like a 16-year-old to meet up with him and all that other stuff. Them folks was all quiet for Dr. Disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
But now that Ava then had this little situation, they kicking this mug back in.
That because when trans people do things that are deemed morally morally shaky, then people just grasp onto it because they feel like you shouldn't exist, and you being trans, it makes you the devil incarnate.
Yeah, for real. That's just what I got from it. Like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, y'all did the same thing with that little streamer who found out he did gay OnlyFans, even though he didn't do nothing to nobody.
Oh my God.
I think his name was like Sketch or something.
Are we continue? Because when you said gay OnlyFans, it brought up something that we don't have on the list that I wanted to bring up on the show.
Okay, because we save it for the second hour.
Okay, it's just such a good transition.
Well, I mean, if it's good, I can't fight a good transition.
Speaking of gay OnlyFans, Kendall from Love Island USA's booty hole has been exposed all over the Twitter streams and pages. Lord, why?
You know what the part about this whole story that I'm disgusted about myself about was when we talked about this, she asked me did I know about it, and I did. I was so upset.
Chronically online.
I didn't see any butthole.
There was a little pink heart over it. But like I am a huge fan of Love Island. It's so much content that like there's no way that I could have covered it here because I would have rattled on. It's 6 days a week. But Kendall was part of him and Nicole were a couple. They were my least favorite. They got 4th place in the finale. After the finale, I think before Kendall even got his phone back, somebody leaked his content. I don't know if it was OnlyFans content, but it was definitely I'm not gonna say Kendall's gay, but he was definitely catering to homosexual men. But when you're a male sex worker, even if you're a fully heterosexual man, if you want to make money, you have to cater to the homosexuals. Like the men are the ones that are paying to see.
Every male OnlyFans is a gay OnlyFans.
Every single one. Like you have to cater to men because they're the ones that are paying for shit. So his content got leaked on Twitter and it's horrible. Like it sucks so much to see that happen because even though I hated him and Nicole as a couple and I hated him even more and I only hated Nicole because she was with Kendall, that's not right. Like your booty hole should not have been leaked, sir. I didn't see the whole brown starfish because I saw enough. You know, I saw that it was you and I saw that you had that thing tooted up. Knees on the bed, positioned with the hands on the cheeks. Make your money, sir. Also, did you know that both that man's parents are black?
Both? He's a me?
Both.
We not the same. You not like us. You not like us.
Both his parents are black. That shit is absolutely insane. And his sister is. Did you see the episode where his sister popped up on the screen? I'm gonna look her up while you talk.
No, but I will say that this didn't surprise me from his behavior, from guys in his situation that are desperate for success. They have to use those muscles and abs for something, and they have to use those muscles.
She was fucking gorgeous. Like
they have to use those muscles and abs for something, and unfortunately, the only people who like muscle and abs are ugly women and gay men. Only people who respect this.
Bad bitches like muscles and abs.
No,
too.
they don't. They like money. That's why y'all be with the fat nigga with money. Y'all like things, money, and lack of accountability. Like that's what bad bitches like. That's what bad bitches like. Sorry.
That's a clip.
That is what bad bitches like.
I like that very much. My favorite thing is not taking accountability.
Oh, they know. 100%.
They don't know.
Oh, they know. They can
know.
They see it in the content.
They know. They don't see it.
Read the comment section.
I'll flip this whole shit over.
Then they'll agree even more. All right, let's get into this Zendaya shit because I thought this was fairly interesting. There was it Rolling Stone or was it? Let me see.
I didn't see the article. Also, was it TikTok?
I think it was a Rolling Stone article that came out that talked about Zendaya and Sam Levinson and their ongoing feud into why we have not. It's Hollywood Reporter. Why we have not gotten Euphoria was it season 4 or 3?
3.
Season 3. So what's been going on?
Oh, it was a blind item. My bad. Very, very shaky information.
So the tea right here is there's been 2 conversations that's been going on. Zendaya has been saying that ever since The Idol, the weird show with The Weeknd, that Sam Levinson has been focused on that. That's why we haven't had Euphoria. He has also gone back and said, no, bitch, you care about your movie career too much. That's why we haven't had it.
Not too much.
That's what he's saying. Like, we can't focus on it because you're there doing Challenger getting ran by 2 white boys on camera.
That shit is.
So, I mean, I understand what he's saying.
The Challenger, that scene wasn't a threesome. They didn't have sex.
I know.
Okay.
that was a joke. It sounds better when what I said.
I just wanted the people to know. Because
you just want to clean it up because she's a black woman.
I thought it was going to be like a hot ass male threesome scene, which we don't get too much of, but it wasn't.
No, I knew we wasn't getting that. We were going to get, this isn't Savages. We was going to get her teasing him the whole movie. And then her only gonna like one, and then it's in the Disney contract. You can't have your Disney girl getting her back blown out by 2 twinks, 1 twink per movie. But no, I think this is interesting because there's been talks that he may potentially write out her character, and I don't think that's a bad idea. She don't get naked on the show. I've never seen a skinny, attractive drug addict like herself in real life, and her not getting her back blown out on the regular. Like that don't happen.
They usually have sex for money.
And they don't. If they look like her, she might try to fuck. She ain't never asked a redhead white boy to suck. Can I suck your dick for money for drugs ever? That never. I know they was friends, but that never even came up as an option. Chicks like her
he didn't want
are
that.
blowing you for the pills.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that to me was her character because she had that little Disney little constraints on everything. It ruined the show for me, and I never really liked her in the show.
Do you think that he would just recast her?
No. Just write her out. She got a high. She overdosed, and this is what we're living after her overdose. Like that should be the next season is her overdosing, everybody reacting to her overdose.
I don't know. I just like Rue's character so much, and I feel like her energy.
She had one scene where she was fucking mad about not getting her drugs anymore. Y'all think she fucking Barbara Streisand?
That wasn't the scene that I was talking. I was thinking about. I just feel like her energy in her friend group. Like they're all so chaotic that like she kind of like the what's the word I'm looking for? How they interact with each other.
That coexist?
Yeah, the way they coexist. I think it's a good harmony with all of their personalities. And I feel like someone like Rue would have to come in. I don't know. I would just want her to be recasted if anything. But honestly, if Zendaya's not going to be part of the show anymore, I don't want it.
You already know who I'm telling you to give it to. Give it to the Jugs. Give it to my girl, Sydney Sweeney. Give her the reins.
Her character is like, they would have to make her so much more interesting because she just fucked her best friend's nigga.
Last season, time skip. You can turn her into anything you want.
Time skip what? And then how much can we do a time skip because these niggas is in high school? So then you would have to do like a college, like whole new cast, everything. You could do that. And it would be more appropriate for Euphoria to be based in college.
You want a new cast or you want...
It would just make sense because realistically, how does the whole high school go to the same college?
No, you just have them jump in time. Everybody has lived their life. And then you just tell a story about all putting the pieces together, what everybody's been doing. Like you can have Rue trying to clean up her life, trying to rebuild friendships and stuff, and it don't work. She goes back to drugs, kills herself, and then you just kind of do like, what's that movie with the rich nigga who killed himself first? He killed himself and had his friends kind of feel all morning. It's like a whole movie, Billions or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't watch
There was a show like that.
I thought you were going to say 13 Reasons Why.
Or, I mean, you could do something crazy like that too. But I feel like
the tapes and everything.
I don't feel like she's as necessary as she needs. I know she made a little Stormy cry on an episode and y'all just fell in love with her performance, but yeah, she did drug addict great once. Like the rest of the shit was like fucking mid. I have a problem.
I don't think her performance on that show was mid.
It's not mid, but but it's jarring when the black girl on the show isn't butt ass naked, but you got these fucking 2 white boys are when they fucking trying to rob
Have
them.
more agency for yourselves. I don't know.
Well, no, don't do a fucking show about sex and drugs, and all you're gonna do is drugs.
I don't think I don't think we need to have this argument on this platform again because we've had it. This is going
About
to be the third time.
Zendaya?
About you wanting Zendaya to get naked on Euphoria and being mad about that being in her contract. We get it. You want to see her titties. Like, what the fuck? Move on.
I'm
sick of the shit.
We're not sick of it. We're
Like,
talking
no,
about.
that-
I'm not the only one.
that
Sam
does not-
Levinson is feeling the same
That
way.
does not take away from any of her performance. It doesn't distract me at all. It distracts you because you're a fucking creepy ass nigga. Like, that's it.
How am I creepy?
You're creepy as fuck. You're like, you've made it a point to say that it bothers you that Zendaya is not getting naked while other people are getting. Okay, you have the other people getting naked. You already have titties.
I don't like that.
Get the fuck.
She getting paid $1 million to keep her clothes on.
Like, literally, she gets paid millions of dollars to put clothes on.
That poor girl, Sydney Sweeney, had to show her tits to the whole
Her
world.
in law be eating it up. She be eating the looks down. You're not going to see anything under what's under these gowns, these beautiful garments that I be in, period. This body, everything, this is a brand.
You know what would have been better?
You're not just going to be able to see under the brand. Fuck out of here.
You know what would have been better?
And if everybody else does not have the agency or the celebrity to request that, then fuck y'all. Period.
You know what y'all should have did? Y'all should have started off Euphoria as her being a recovered addict and her being like a stickler on everybody else. So then it would have made sense why she's not getting caught up in the same shit everybody else is getting caught up in. Maybe make better writing. How about that? We can start there.
I don't know. I feel like there might be drug addicts who don't suck dick. especially if you.
So we talking about.
Especially if you're thinking about how she was brought up.
Single
like
parent.
like in a house where like she has a roof over her head.
But
it's a nice
parent.
house. Her father died.
Yeah, single parents.
Like she was raised with her father. She was raised with her father most of her life. So I'm saying that she lives a life. Like she's not on the streets or anything like that. Like she fucking can steal from her mom.
I mean, the last season, she's robbed a bunch of drug dealers.
If I can steal from my mom instead of sucking dick, like I'm going to do everything I can before sucking dick. I think maybe if you get into like 5 years from now, Rue is definitely sucking dick. Like she's but right now in like high school, I'm a baby drug addict. Like she's not there yet.
Rue has, honestly, the way that they ended that last season, her having all them drugs and not paying them people back, she should be dead.
That's also like that's a easy out. Like
just kill her.
that lady killed her because what? That was absolutely insane. She does reckless shit to get her drugs, yes, but that's just being sexual is not one of the things. Plus, she likes. Well, no, did she have sex with any men? It was only women.
Barely even that. Like, what, a transgender?
Jules.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that was a woman in the show. So like, she likes women.
She kept the stick though. She played with the stick.
Yeah, but she likes women.
She likes the best of both worlds. So we watched that divorce movie.
Divorce in the Black, Tyler Perry's new movie on Amazon Prime.
And just before we just kind of get into just the movie itself, this was the epitome of Tyler Perry.
It definitely was. Let me set a scene for you. Okay? The first scene starts. It's a funeral. The priest is up there shitting on a dead man. Like, basically, this nigga belongs in jail. He was a criminal. He's in hell right now, burning in hell. He's in hell. Then the mama stands up. She's like, you not just gonna talk shit about my son. She has 4 other sons. It's 5 of them. And then he's like, dumb little nigga's been running amok in this town. Everybody knows they're criminals, bitch. Sit your fat ass down. You raise demons.
Hold on, you didn't forget the best part. And the only good thing that ever happened to you was my daughter.
Yes, and he was like, one of your demons is married to my daughter, and that's the reason why y'all was able to afford this funeral. She was like, really? She was like, okay, I don't need this funeral. She orders her sons to take their brother. They proceed to lift up the casket. She's like, no! In like, in a very Tyler Perry-esque villain manner, she makes her sons take their brother's dead fucking body out of the casket They proceed to walk it out of the church and put it in the back of a pickup truck where they drive off. I looked to my husband after the first scene concludes because that was the first scene. I said, where do we go from here?
only but up, right?
He was like, maybe it's downhill. He was wrong. It went uphill. It was just drama after drama after drama. Corey, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his real
one
real
note.
name.
His performance was very one note the whole time. Bitch.
No, but hold on. We gotta go back to the first scene first though. So if y'all not familiar with how Marvel movies usually start, they start with a big action scene. This is what Tyler Perry was going for. A big, crazy, jaw-dropping scene. Like that's literally all you could think of. Because once they taking a body. Like that's what niggas was saying. Like everybody
People
lost
were
it.
in the crowd just oh my God. There was somebody like
It was insane.
They carried this man's dead body out of the church and put it in the back of
kids just watch it was literally Tyler Perry's wet dream. Like it had to be one of his fantasies.
And then I feel like he made the mama fat on purpose.
Oh, for sure. No, this is going to get into to what we're going to talk about. So then to get into what you said after that, what part were you saying? You said after the Corey. So
yeah, his performance was very one note.
So Corey's motivation was this. Okay, so Tyler went up to him because he had some questions. He said, "Hey, Corey," he's like, "Tyler, I want to know what I need to feel when I'm, saying my lines, and what's my motivation." And he looked at Corey in his eyes and said, "You see Megan Good over there?" He's like, "Yeah, you hate that bitch with all your heart." That was his only motivation because they didn't give us any reason why he was so mean to her. Except the fact that he had a bad experience growing up.
He had childhood trauma,
and he was a drunk.
And then he watched his father beat his mom growing up.
So like if you ever was in an experience in real life and seen something like this, that's how he wrote this movie, from being the outside in, where you're sitting there and seeing these problems from other people's perspectives.
You were like, why is this nigga so mad?
And you like, why is she still staying here? Like you don't understand. But and that's why I think his writing kind of takes the low end of that, especially in this movie, was like, you didn't give him any kind of depth. Like, I understand you trying to say the trauma. You didn't show any of the trauma, so we don't really know. All we did was keep hearing about it.
In like one of the second scenes after the whole drama, she gets him home. He's drunk still, and then he confesses to her that his mother made him kill his father.
And then they just leave that alone to the end of the movie.
It never comes up again. And then my problem was that she was not treating this man like somebody who's put his hands on her, like somebody who confessed to murder. She kept like trying to handle it herself instead of calling the authorities, who you have more than enough evidence for them to take care of it at this point.
Like I was waiting for like an old story where like Megan gave him like a STD or something. Like I'm waiting for
dirty,
one mistake,
down low shit that she did.
Like she did one mistake, and it's like, why she getting nothing? There
was a man that she went on a date with after she broke up with him, and him and his brothers beat him up, put him in a hospital. They were broken up already. Like these niggas were just
horrible,
violent as black men. Horrible. There was one of the big brother after the original big brother died. He seemed like he had a little bit of sense in the beginning, but all of that sense went out the window.
Oh, all of it. Everybody's character development was just trash. Yeah. Tyler, you need to be stopped. And he was talking about people who were critical of his movies.
I'm just glad they didn't kill the daddy.
He was talking about people who were critical of his movies with Keke Palmer. He sat down with Keke Palmer in a recent
Let's
episode.
hear what he has to say about
and
that.
I didn't like this either.
You don't have positive images of any black people.
But what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow
you think
Negro
you're their
who
therapy?
is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Tyler Perry, we're saying that you are not equipped to tell these black stories because you never tell them with the actual nuance that exists in actual real life. You make black women one note. You make black men one note. You assign stereotypes to light-skinned black men, light-skinned black women, dark-skinned black men, dark-skinned black women. You write as if you actually aren't a black person at all. This is so fucking hypocritical because this is not our gripe with you at all, my nigga. Like, at all. You did not answer the question at all. You just said a bunch of fucking words like a preacher. You made it sound good like the black church does, but you didn't actually answer the fucking question at all.
Well, you talked over this part where he said, but he called it highbrow Negroes. So what you kind of got to surmise from what he said was, all y'all niggas is hating because y'all don't understand that what I write for is the poor people. And if this what you think poor people deserve in content, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah. Because
this shit is ass. Like
garbage.
Alvin Gray could have did a better movie than this. And that's our nigga.
I don't think so, actually.
That's hate. That's hate.
I don't think so.
You don't think Alvin with a budget could have made a better movie than this? Alvin's biggest thing, he don't have a budget. Alvin could have watched this. He would have gave Corey a real motivation.
I don't know, but maybe Alvin with a budget would eat.
I think so. I think he would have gave Corey real motivation. He would have had Megan not be this perfect little angel.
The way to fix Corey's performance is to not cast Corey because he's not a good actor.
That's
like what?
He was good in All American.
He had the smallest role in All American, and
he's the coach.
He did not have to have, and then he was there for like half a season.
No, he's not. He's All American Homecoming. He's in the whole thing. You don't watch Homecoming.
Oh, no,
he's in the whole thing.
I do watch Homecoming. I watch it when it comes to Netflix.
Okay, well, he's in the whole thing. Like literally, he's had a big story in the last movie. He's not that bad of an actor. Just he had horrible motivation. He just called everybody bitches. That's
maybe you just didn't have good
Tyler
directing.
Perry. You got the fucking Bezos check, and instead of actually doing a really good movie, you sat there, pussyfooted with Hollywood, Black Hollywood, gave them some nice little checks so they can jack your dick in the articles and shit. But really, you want to give us fucking trash, dog. Make a movie, nigga, and pay some fucking writers. How about that?
It wasn't even like
that's the reason why you can do this shit, because you write this ass. That's the reason why you can pay big bucks, because you ain't got to pay no writers. Pay some fucking writers.
It's written, produced, and directed by Tyler Perry, Mr. Chocolate.
That's a bad sign. When you see written, produced, and directed by Tyler Perry, you might as well just say niggas is being exploited. We might as well just say.
Yeah.
Niggas are being exploited.
That's what's happening in those movies.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We're going to move from movies into TV. And I know Family Feud is very fucking random, but I am in the most random group chat. Oh, fuck, it's on my work phone. Shit. Wait, no, it's not. I'm in the most random fucking group chat. And one of my friends / coworkers sent me this. So Steve Harvey and Family Feud put out
It's a video?
There's a video of it, but I'm just gonna read the list. We don't have to watch the whole video because it's a couple clips. They put out the greatest rappers of all time list, right? So I'm going to read you. So it was, Family Feud's 100 people in the crowd did a survey. We know what the fuck the crowd looks like. So number one, they're going to say Snoop Dogg, of course, because he's on primetime TV with Martha Stewart on a daily basis.
And he's the most famous rapper of all time.
Yeah, like that's like a household name. Next, we have Tupac, because that's like the one that white people say for like validation. I know rap. Third, we have Eminem. Of course, and then Dr. Dre.
Savior.
who was Eminem's.
I don't think that's that as surprising. One, like you said, the Dr. Dre Eminem connection, but he also just did the Super Bowl. Like Rory and Mar was talking about this.
Dr. Dre cannot rap.
But people write for him. That's debatable. but Roy and Mar was talking about this, and he was like, I just don't think people would assume when they think of a hip hop artist or a rap, they would say Dr. Dre. But it's like, bro, this nigga just did the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. That's because we might be too black and educated on hip hop. But I always think of him as a producer. I never think of him as a rapper.
No, I definitely can see where
Dr. Dre has never come up in conversations of like lyricism.
Oh, for sure.
As far as production, 100%, top 3, top 5. But
he was rapping with NWA and all them. Like,
yeah,
they was
writing for him, and all of the NWA shows and documentaries they showed them niggas writing for Dr. Dre.
My thing is like, if you go on the Super Bowl and you head the Super Bowl, he was just on the Kendrick Lamar shit. Like, he's having a little bit of a run. It would make sense that if this was done a recent survey, he would be a part of it.
Beats by Dre. White people been seeing him for a while. Yeah. So
it's not as random as people try to make it seem like.
It's not that random. And y'all have to take the Family Feud crowd into consideration. Like, it's a survey of the people who are in that crowd, I believe. So of course, like the people who are going to take their time out to go on a game show crowd.
Was it 5 or 6 of them?
It was 10 of them.
They did. I thought it was only 6.
So it was 8 of them actually.
Oh, okay.
So I just did the first 4. Next is LL Cool J.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Like, of course. Then we have
SVU or not SVU.
Then we have Biggie.
What's the show that LL Cool J does? It's like a SWAT.
Okay. Then we have Biggie, of course, and then we have 50 Cent, and then Jay-Z, which is like in real hip hop lists, Jay-Z is not at the bottom of the list in anybody's like list, but he's number 8 on this. It's so funny. So Steve Harvey, he apologized. He apologized to the hip hop community.
Yeah.
Because he knew himself that list was fucking nonsense. But I just thought that it was really funny.
But if you think about it, that's what a white person would think the greatest list would be.
Yeah.
I
feel
in that
like
order.
a newer white person would add like Travis Scott.
No.
Have you seen Travis Scott concerts?
Yes, he's a lot of fan base.
He has a very intense white cult following.
But when you have people ask folks the greatest of all time, generally speaking, and this is 100, that's why I said this is out of 100 people.
Yeah,
like,
if you ask
they're going to go dated. They're going to think about a dated artist.
If you ask a younger crowd like Gen Z, they don't go dated.
I would debate that too. They probably would still go dated. It would just be Drake and Wayne and those kind of guys. But they would still be dated artists. They wouldn't be nobody would be like Yeet, Cash Cobain. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like they would still be on that.
That's my shit.
And they definitely wouldn't be saying JT. You know, she did come out with a nice album.
JT came out with her first solo project. I don't know if it was an album or a mixtape. I don't care at this point. Mixtapes are not like they used to be. You're not using they full new productions. Like, that's an album. You
project.
Can't.
That's what I like to say, project.
Yeah, but this an album, bitch. Like, what is an EP versus an album versus a mixtape when everything
the label.
When everything that was produced and made, like, it was for you. You didn't
and it's all on the same
anything.
streamer site. Like, that's the main part. It was all on the same streaming site. But no, before you get into your review, I wanted to read this off what I saw earlier. So somebody was saying about JT that if JT was a lighter skinned woman, she would probably be one of the biggest artists right now.
She'd be bigger than Ice Spice.
She'd be like, that's what they were saying. So you agree with that?
Yeah, because she's lyrically like, and everything. Like, I think she makes like a boppier bop than Ice Spice does. Mm-hmm. I think that her longevity is gonna be longer than Ice Spice's is. I think if she looked like her, then she would be all over the world.
Mm-hmm. I think she just, more often than a lot of the other female rap, she actually cares about rapping and actually doing the work for it. Because like we talked about her earlier this year when she was hitting the streets and doing like, you know, small club appearances. Like, that comes from really wanting it.
I feel like JT really want to be a rapper. Like, she really loves the art of rapping. That's what I feel like.
Or the lifestyle.
Yeah, one or the other. But I really feel like she loves making music. Like, she likes writing. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that she likes writing.
All right, let's get into the album.
JT dropped City Cinderella, I listened to the entire album probably like 3 times.
What did you think of the cover art?
The cover art that she changed it to.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one was the glass was coming out of her ass.
Yeah. I thought it was cunty as fuck, honestly. When I saw it moving on the little Apple Music thing, and it was like glowing and like moving the way it was supposed to, I was like, this ate. Her creative direction has been eating for a while. They've been transitioning JT into like kind of a fashion girly, which I absolutely love for her. So yeah, the looks and everything, I don't have much complaints when it comes to JT because she's not a basic bitch. So she's not going to serve you the same like 40-inch bust down middle part with the soft glam every time. Mm-hmm. And the Fashion Nova. Like, she's not going to give you that. She might look terrible, but it's going to look like she tried to be creative, which I always appreciate. So I am a big fan of JT's. Mm-hmm. Nothing but flowers for you, bitch. So let's get into the album. City Cinderella. The intro is Hope. It's like a rappy rap. Like, I came from the trenches. This is where I'm at now. Type
what kind
song.
of beat is it?
It's a rappy rap song.
Like
it's
a
like
boom bop?
You know, like when there's like
like a Kanye kind of.
Yes, okay. It sounds very Kanye, like Jay-Z back in the day ish. Mm-hmm. Next we have Brick Talk. She said, "I could whip a brick, I could sell a split, I could hit a lick. I'm from Dade County, bitch." I can't relate. I can't do none of that, bitch. And I don't like the hook. It seemed a little wordy. And then JT, I love you. I have seen you talk about, especially with OK, with how proud you were of that song because you could never write catchy hooks, and you wrote a catchy hook with OK. And Brick Talk was one of those like, I didn't like that hook. That hook was not good, but the song was okay. Next we have O featuring DJ Khaled. And this song was very like 2000 Southern rap, like Waka Flocka. Like the girls have been doing that sound a lot. And I like it a lot. I like the girls doing like old ass Jeezy and Gucci sounding beats.
That's what I heard a lot about this album, that it gave a real Jeezy vibe.
Yes, it definitely did. Mm-hmm. It 1000% did. And I like that she featured Jeezy on the OK remix. So it doesn't seem like she's like biting from him. It seems like she's like appreciating him and like that era. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of has that aesthetic with her being a scammer and him being a trap. That's kind of like the modern day trap.
She went to jail and everything. Like she has everything on paper for what they require of male artists. Like she did the crime and she did the time.
we got to talk about the low parts of this. Are we going to get to that where we talk about the singing?
Okay, yeah. So let me just move on because we're going track by track.
Oh shit.
So next is Serving. Okay, it's a bop. I like it. I'm not 100% sure if I personally would go back to it, but it's okay. Next is DOD. DOD starts with that like very, to me, nostalgic cultural appropriation of Indian music fused with hip hop.
Like A-Rap money.
You remember when hip hop used to do that a lot? Indian people, how did y'all feel about that? How did y'all feel about like hip hop using like little snippets of Indian music fused? Did y'all feel like that was cultural appropriation, or did y'all like it? Because personally, I fucking love Indian culture. I think it's gorgeous. It's very colorful. It's very vibrant. It's so rich. Indian music is amazing. Indian food.
Is this Bollywood? Okay, is this Bollywood India?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you.
And like Bollywood is like y'all do the damn thing as brown people. So I don't know if y'all are upset at hip hop's appropriation of y'all music, but this
y'all
reminded.
Better not. Y'all take our shit all the time.
I just like Indian culture a lot. I just wanted to let y'all know. Plus, my name is Farah, so it's Arabic in root.
We getting A-Rap money.
I was thinking about like back in the day, like tweet.
Move your body like a snake, ma. That was like, Indian.
Yeah.
Move your body like a snake, ma.
That was R. Kelly.
When we tell y'all going on break now.
He was singing about breaking children. So next, so Dance on a Dick was the like cultural appropriate. That's DOD. And honestly, it's a bop. She said, dance on a dick. Dance
I'm
on
sorry,
a dick.
y'all.
I said, wow, okay, this is a bop. I could see myself hearing this outside with the girls, and I'm immediately gonna start moving my body. So I like that. Next is Lemon Pepper, solid. Stunna featuring Stunna Girl. She's interesting. Her voice is interesting. I have one song of hers on my playlist is Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Huh? Bitch, I go crazy the dumb way. Huh? That's my shit. That's really, she said, niggas ain't checking with my brothers with that gunplay, bitch. And then she sounds like a Disney cartoon character, but she be rapping about her guns shooting niggas in the face. Her brothers shooting niggas in the face with their guns.
Sometimes I wonder how you relate to this music because it's just so birdy and it's like.
Look at what I look like right now. Like, first of all, black women are multifaceted, so. Yeah, I've never lived a hood life ever in my life, but like if I can appreciate a bop and some words carefully crafted together in a rhythm that makes me want to move my body. So Stunna is interesting. I'm gonna look into her a little bit more. I'll look into more than just one song. Next song was Swaying, and all I have next to it was eh. So next we're moving on to 90s Baby, which I think might be her next single. It's like a really cute, I do it for you. That's the intro. And then the beat drops. And that shit is hard as fuck. And she rapping on that shit because JT be rapping, period. So I like that song. Next is Uncle Al. I like that song. Throw that pussy. Throw that pussy. Throw that pussy. I'm going to catch that shit. I like that song. I really do. I like it a lot. And this is the song that sounds the most like a City Girls song. And if she did, I thought that maybe, she might throw a little Carisha feature on there. She didn't. There's not one.
There's smoke between them two.
Yeah. But this is the song that sounds most like a City Girls song. And this is the song that you heard because Rhetoric listened to this album with like 4 or 5 tracks of this album with me in the car. And this is the
That's what she was singing?
This is the sample that was this is the song that was sampled on this album, the Throw That.
Okay.
So that's the beat. Then we go to Sideways, a hit. We know that's a hit. Chaotic done made 1711 TikToks about that song. I love the fact that he's supporting her so much. They both from Dade County. And then next we have Okay, which also is my shit. I'm pretty and I'm a motherfucker. Okay, period. I think there's 5 songs after this, right? The next 5 songs to me feel like bonuses. They feel like they were just like put on there because they were finished songs. And then one of those 5 songs was the Okay remix featuring Jeezy, which closes out the album, which I feel like was beautiful because it was a very that era, like inspired by his sound, like everything. So out of 5 stars, honestly, I give it like a 3.7. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, there are songs on there that I see myself going back to. There are songs that I see myself being super excited hearing outside, which is definitely a plus. And there are some songs that there are less songs that I would fully skip or be annoyed at listening to. So
JT, you can't sing, so stop it. Okay.
No, but the girls
unless you're like Sexy Red and you're incredibly bad at it, it's not a good idea to try to do the sing. Nicki tried to do it, it was bad. I'm pretty sure Cardi did it a few times. It's bad. Y'all not getting the right people to fucking make y'all shit sound like really good singers, and that's okay. But if it's not a joke like Sexy Red, y'all really need to stop this.
Like, I think Sexy Red has, but I think Sexy Red set the precedent for what you should do when you do a song like that and you can't sing and you're a rap bitch. But I think that all of y'all are going to be compared to Sexy Red, if y'all do the same thing, y'all can't do it. It was either you did it first or you don't do it at all. And unfortunately, Sexy Red already did it.
That's always
I
been
genuinely
a thing,
think that
Eve got songs when she was singing. They all do the singing shit.
it's that terribly.
No, it's just it all sounds bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I think Sexy Red set the precedent for what it should sound like. Don't try to sound good at all.
Oh, yeah.
Sound bad on purpose. But then if anybody else does that after Sexy Red, they gonna look like they just copying Sexy Red. So either you were the first one to do it or you don't do it. Just fucking stop doing the R&B shit, my nigga. Like Meg did that. She had a like poppy R&B song. I feel like all the rap girls feel like they need that R&B.
It's
like
the people inside.
We have R&B girlies for that shit. You hop on SZA's track. You don't put that shit on your album. I feel like that's bullshit. I don't want to hear that when I'm listening to your album. I want to hear that when I'm listening to SZA's album, to Victoria Monet's album. That track with Victoria Monet and Meg on her album, though, was really good, but I really only like it because of Victoria Monet, and it's the hook. I feel like the rap girlies need one verse. I don't need multiple verses of you trying to sing. Just rap the one time on the sing on R&B bitch track, and that's all I need from you.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Do we have any more albums to get into? Or are we good?
No, that was the only album
All right,
that I listened to this week. There were definitely more album drops, but I didn't listen to them.
we do have to get into the city's gonna be in a little bit of turmoil now. Atlanta's gonna be a little bit rough coming up. So just to announce this, the NBA has officially stated that they have given the bid to Amazon Prime for the NBA results. They are no longer going to probably be with Turner right now. That's TNT. Basically, for 30 years, just about. I think it started like 1989. They've been doing the NBA with TNT. Most of that has had Charles Barkley and was Ernie for a large portion of it.
I have no idea who that is.
You know Charles Barkley is.
Ernie.
Terrible.
I know who Charles Barkley is.
It's the white
Ernie.
boy. The white boy who'd be with Ernie. Okay, well, them two, they've been there probably since, I want to say, after Charles retired, so like mid-2000s. So those two been doing it for a while. They've added Kenny and Shaq to the group.
I know who. Oh, yeah, I know who they are.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've been going at this for a while for them. So, for them to lose this bid is pretty insane. Like, they've actually said that they matched it and they're supposed to have the right of first refusal. Basically meaning they would be able to, if anybody, bids out for it, they can match it and keep it. But the NBA doesn't seem like they want to keep working with them.
Why do you think the NBA wants to take the contract away from TNT?
Because TNT historically with Shaq, with Charles Barkley, has tainted the brand. They literally, if you watch all the stuff they go viral for, is them talking about the game. How bad the players are, how they're not showing no effort, how they shoot too many threes. If it's my product, I'm not going to want to out here have y'all shitting on it every week and give y'all these 7-year deals so y'all can shit on my product.
Is that a regular criticism of the NBA, is that they're shooting too many threes?
Yeah. Because that just wasn't a normal thing. When the 3-point came out, even when I played in the 2000s, shooting a lot of threes was looked at like, oh, you trying to go rogue. Like, you're trying to do something that won't win. There's always been a size game and all that kind of stuff. So when you see the way Shaq, oh, Joel Embiid shooting too many threes, and he needs to go down there into the post and show them boys, put a little licking on them. But these boys be too soft nowadays. They don't want to do all that.
I have another question. If you could pinpoint a era or a specific player who made the flip and like people shooting threes all the time, who are you gonna blame?
It's Steph Curry. 100%.
Okay.
Like I was there.
It was butter.
I was there.
Like, I don't even watch basketball, but my dad was like, this motherfucker here, like, effortless.
So when I was in college, I went to college in the same division that he played in. So, but he had already, went to the NBA when I was in college.
Already gone.
So it was like a year. It wasn't like he was there.
Oh, okay.
It was like a year after he left because he went to the NBA in 2009, I think. Yeah. And I was in college the next year.
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school.
So it wasn't like he was out there doing it crazy when he first got to the league. Like, his shot wasn't necessarily falling like that. He was hurt often. So it wasn't until about 2015, 14 when he really started pulling that thing, and it just completely changed the league. Everybody started shooting.
He was hurt often, Steph, in
ankles.
his younger. So do you think that's why he worked on like his?
No, he was already a shooter when he was in college.
He was from like the threes was smooth from before he started getting hurt.
Mhm.
Okay, well
It's
that
just-
nigga's just a monster.
It's
then.
just
I don't
nobody.
know.
It's just nobody really played like that since like Pistol Pete, where there was like somebody.
Yeah,
Even,
y'all need to be better. Yeah,
I mean that's most of
just
it.
be better because
But-
this nigga came in just doing effortless. Ah,
But no, that was the large reason why. But I just think this is going to be real impact on the city. Like I don't think you understand. Like that was a staple for a majority of the season. That Tuesdays and Thursdays usually, but mostly for the main Thursday was TNT. People had jobs from that. Folks was able to get good careers from it, and now that's taken away. Like even with a lot of other people's jobs who benefit from people being with money being into the city, like they're losing that. Like that's going to be a big deal. Like I think we're going to feel the impacts of that. Hopefully that they're able to they keep fighting and they're able to retain the rights. I don't think they will just because the NBA has just been so like, we're done with y'all. Y'all been doing too much to our product.
yeah,
And this
that sucks.
And this is where the NBA gets their money from because people always talk about like the ratings of the league. The NBA doesn't care about the ratings. That doesn't pertain to them at all. That pertains to who purchases the games. So all they worried about is where I can get my capital from. And they know if we do another 7 years with TNT, that next contract is going to be less because these guys keep bringing down the product. So I think that's going to be the main thing. And I just find it really super fascinating
That's an interesting take on it.
of what's going on. And I just feel like it's going to affect us in the city. Like we live here. So I think we're going to see impacts of that kind of economy just leaving. Like I said, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of production that goes into that. And Atlanta's been struggling. Like we lost CNN already. We losing this. Turner hasn't been able to produce anything of any merit. The only thing on TV right now is live sports. Like that's the only thing people care about on TV right now.
yeah, in Love Island.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll see. Like I just hope that we're able to recover from it because, like, just with so much stuff going on, like that's gonna be a lot of loss of industry.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna be awful.
I need to-
All right, man. Gilbert is back in the news again. This man can't stay out of the news. Like I feel like if we really wanted to be like the Danny from the Stops from Gilbert, we really could do that, and that would be our whole show. Like,
I would hate that.
We could just follow Gilbert.
I might as well just leave.
So the Olympics are going on, right?
Yes.
So they just
exclusively on Peacock.
Yeah. So they just had a game a few days ago with South Sudan, which is a landlocked country in Africa. And I will say all them brothers on the team did look like they was landlocked. Those was landlocked looking brothers right there.
Landlocked, you mean there's no oceans?
Yeah, there's no water around their country.
Yeah.
They look like some landlocked brothers. So I will say that. I don't know if that's hate, but we almost lost to them. Literally, the only reason we won because LeBron James hit the layup.
1 point, right?
Yeah, 1 point win. And we got lucky. But Gilbert Arenas, the individual he is in regards to sports analysis. And I think the problem with Gilbert Arenas is the same thing that is the problem with Alex Jones. Y'all take him as the first career so serious, like as the pundit or the reporter so seriously. Y'all don't forget and y'all don't understand that he is really a comedian acting as an ex-NBA player doing a pundit job. That's where y'all forget it at. The comedian is first.
Okay.
The humor is first.
Go ahead. What'd he say?
All right. Gilbert, do your thing.
Got the males almost lost to some Africans. Yeah, we almost lost to them. And
He's
the
doing a
king
spear.
had to save.
Like the
The
little
king had to save us. I know the LeBron haters are mad. We almost lost to the Ahi tribe. This is crazy.
little click girl.
Man, Embiid over there, goddamn throwing the game. He throwing the game for his cousins and shit. We're supposed to be losing to air up there. Come on, man. Cool Runnings. We're not supposed to lose to the Cool Runnings team. They don't even have shoes. They get their shoes from America. We got to ship them shoes. They don't even have basketball rims, dog. My new boy, I seen he had to walk, an hour and a half to go shoot basketball. We losing to people who don't even, they got baskets in the back. They shooting on fucking peach baskets in dirt, no shoes.
In
Got the
dirt,
males.
no shoes. You know
Bro,
what's
Gilbert, you are fucking hilarious.
that shit was crazy. You know what's fucked up too is there was another player on the team. He actually played in the NBA with LeBron. His name was Tony Gabriel, and he's from South Sudan. He played with the team, and he says, "We are a bunch of refugees. We only play with each other this time of year. And they took the NBA to they took the NBA. They took the Team USA.
Sudanese team?
South Sudan, yeah. They go by South Sudan. Because it is two different countries, Sudan and then South Sudan. So they are two different countries.
So the people in South Sudan don't call themselves Sudanese?
They may call them South Sudanese. I don't know. That's what the country is. South Sudan.
Okay, because I know generally people from Sudan are called Sudanese.
But no, that was where it was crazy because if you look at two sides of the spectrum, you have what the dude who the player was saying what he said, and you kind of take that into consideration. That's a good thing. But on the same token, you have the Gilbert. And I think the Gilbert is necessary. Like to lighten up the humor. I know people call him xenophobic and all that. Gilbert is a clown. And that's all he's trying to do. Yeah. He's trying to say the thing that everybody is thinking. He just says it out loud.
People on the internet, we have experienced this, will fully tell by your tone, you're laughing during what you're saying, that you're joking, but they'll take what you're saying serious and they'll try to flip it. And literally somebody called me xenophobic a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So like people on the internet just want to be mad. They will 1000% be willfully obtuse. Like
they want to be that, and you want to be mad. Like if you're mad at Gilbert brought guns into an NBA arena. Like this guy here is all about the jokes. You didn't know that?
No,
he didn't even get suspended for that. You know what he got suspended for?
What? For
antagonizing the ownership by doing finger guns the next day after the report came out.
He was like, "I'd do it again."
Basically. And they was like, "No, get him, come here, get your ass."
Nah,
50
I like
games,
you
nigga.
more, Gilbert.
Gilbert is hilarious.
You antagonize whites.
Oh, he does it all.
I like you very much.
Well, I can tell you a story that you won't like him with. He took his wedding ring from his ex-wife. He switched it with a fake one after they got into a fight. So then when they got divorced and she tried to sell it, she couldn't get nothing from it.
Is she a black woman?
Yeah. Light-skinned black woman.
Fuck, Gilbert. I was almost with you. Fuck. If she was white, I still wouldn't have been with you because you married a white woman in the first place. And Dr. Umar Kufi. But you know what I was going to say? Really quick, funny story about literally this specific thing. I got in trouble at work for something I said that had to do with this specific thing.
On the show? Or just
at work. I said it at work on the floor. Well, there were no clients, but like we were talking about how America almost lost to the Sudanese, and I was like, well, yeah, those are purebred African genetically superior men. And then my manager poked her head out from she was like, Farrah. I was like,
I mean,
what?
You didn't say nothing bad. You said they were genetically superior. So I mean,
yeah, but like
that's not necessarily bad.
I just said that low key, I said that black people were genetically superior on the.
But they were playing against other black people. Like,
they were, but I meant in my heart.
Oh, she felt it. Okay, I understand.
She knows who I am.
Oh, she knows who you are inside.
Yeah, like I said, I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble at all. She just poked her head like, "Bitch, you can't say that while you at work." And I was like, "You right." But yeah.
All right, we got one more player we got to get into, and this was nasty. And I want to ask you after you hear this, what if somebody did that to me? I'm gone, and he tells a story like this about me. So let me see if I can.
My husband died, and somebody is telling a story about him.
A nasty story about me too.
Okay, play the story.
Like talking about like bringing up some dirt type.
Just
vibe.
play it.
I'm trying to set it up.
Oh, okay. Like we'll just cut this out.
All right, here we go.
I'll give y'all another Kobe story with the chicks. Shit, Vanessa ain't watching this.
Already started off bad.
So yeah, my ex is in her, the little go out group with Emily and Piari and all them girls, whatever. And yeah, so it was this one chick in the group, I won't say her name, and she was the baddest, right? And she was a friend of all the girls and all this. And then she comes to LA, she's staying at my house. They all staying at my house in LA at this time. I think it's my ex-wife's birthday, right? And we playing against the Lakers, and she at the game with us, and then we ain't see her for 8 months. We ain't see her for 8 months, and I was like, yo, where is this girl at? And when she popped back up, yeah, she was living at the Palazzo right there, across from what's that mall out there in LA? What's the shopping mall outside?
Beverly Center?
Huh?
Beverly Center? No, the Grove?
Center. The Grove.
Yeah.
Kobe snatched her. Kobe must have been shooting a free throw like, she bad. Kobe had them chicks, but he wasn't in no clubs.
He literally just ran. Like, that's some hater ass shit.
That
this
was
man
nasty.
is dead. And then you said you didn't see the bitch for 8. Like, why would you have? So did you consistently see her before?
So he did say it was his wife's friend. So just to give it a little bit of history, Sebastian was the first overall pick. He was at high school out of Lincoln High School in New York.
I can't even see his whole body, but he don't look tall.
He wasn't. He was like probably 6'1". He was really small guard. But he out of New York, first round pick. He
sound like he's from New York.
Yeah, Brooklyn nigga. And y'all Brooklyn niggas is nasty, yo. Like, I don't think
I don't think
that's a New York nigga
the
shit.
content of what he was saying was Brooklyn-y, but the accent definitely was.
I was talking
because it's a certain New York twang that I
was talking to niggas on Spaces. They said y'all niggas was nasty.
Wait.
They said y'all niggas was nasty. That's what I'm saying. They said y'all niggas was
They
nasty.
said New York niggas be dirty macking?
That wasn't just dirty. That was just nasty.
That nigga dead. Like, there's that's
still. So
it's
okay,
not,
so
it's
you would be
not
okay.
dirty
Okay.
macking if the nigga dead.
That's why I said this was worse than dirty macking. This was just throwing filth on a nigga name.
Yeah, it is worse than dirty macking.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that if I'm gone and you hear somebody speaking like that? Like, even if it was true or false, like, that shit is.
There is absolutely no reason for you to try to cause detriment to my image of my husband after he died.
Would you believe that? If somebody said that? No evidence or proof. They just saying it. Would you believe it?
No.
Would you send a cease and desist?
From who I believe you to be that today, the Frederick that I know today. No, I wouldn't believe that. A bitch can't just like be like, oh, he did this and I believe it. Because we have built a foundation of trust. If we didn't trust each other as much as we did, like, shit would not. But I really genuinely do trust you. And I feel like you're not going to.
Well, in this situation, I'm dead. So I'm just trying to figure out how would you react to this?
Yeah. Like, if this was the Frederick that I knew and you died being the Frederick that I knew, then I'd be like, the bitch disappeared like, she could have been pregnant with anybody's fucking baby.
Now, what is that? What he said she was pregnant? He would just say he took her
But
off.
he said 8 months.
Yeah, he took her off the map. You know, that's what Kobe.
He said 8 months for a specific reason, babe.
I mean,
like,
he didn't say there was a baby came around.
Yeah, but he said I feel like he did that for a reason.
I just think he was just doing.
And he was like implying. But regardless, like, no, I don't think I would believe it with our track record and your behavior and everything. Like, it would just be irrational for me to believe that.
No, I appreciate that. Sebastian, you a nasty nigga. And all the shit that's been going on with you crying to be around your daughter and all that other shit, nigga, this shit right here is nasty. For you to be having the shit you got going on and then shit on a nigga who died with his daughter, you fucked up, dog.
Yeah, that man, like, you shouldn't be telling any Kobe clout stories.
All y'all niggas doing that, honestly, are disgusting.
Because of how he died. Like, ew, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. There's no amount of fame that's gonna make me bend over and like show my wide open asshole to the internet the way
Kendall.
y'all are doing, basically. There's no amount of clout that's gonna make me do that. I'd rather just die with nobody knowing who the fuck I am. Nobody but my core loved ones knowing who I am. I feel like people don't love y'all enough, and that's why y'all want clout.
That's what somebody said in the tweet. Was like, y'all NBA players need therapists, and instead they keep going on platforms talking shit.
Yeah, y'all need like mother figures and father figures and aunts and uncles, because like,
it's tough though, because when you're at their success, you were pretty much the breadwinner when you were 12, 13 years old. Like, niggas was paying y'all mama's bills because you was good at basketball. So it's kind of hard to say that to them when what I was doing as a child has gotten me success as an adult. Why would I quote unquote grow up?
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like to think about. But again, that shit was lame. RIP to Kobe, RIP to Gigi, RIP to the white people that died too. Sorry, I don't know your names. But I think we're good, man. I think we got what we needed to get to. Was there anything on your list that we?
No, other than my stepson is starting a clothing line apparently.
I don't want to put too much pressure on the little guy.
No, I'm putting pressure on him because that shit was fire as fuck, and I want one today, and I feel like I want to wear one on the next episode. So get your shit together. I want one. I showed all of my coworkers, everyone, wants one. Like, you have orders to fulfill, sir. So get it moving.
But
no, but seriously,
I texted him
like,
about it. He just didn't text me back.
like, he needs to make at least 3 more.
Okay, I'll talk to him. But he just didn't text me back when I asked him about it. So.
And I told I was like, yeah, he's not charging any less than $120 for those.
There we go. That's how you get it, right?
Yeah,
there.
period. Because no, I genuinely feel like he shouldn't charge less than $120 for those. That kid is talented.
Appreciate that.
In like so many different sections.
Don't worry, you'll have half of that genetic code in you soon. We'll get you right. Get you that good we sort DNA.
Oh my God. I don't call it that. Just call it DNA, please.
Well, I don't want them to know my last name. So.
Oh, my bad.
See, our last name. All right, so life is a labor of love. So let's keep building these moments together. And remember, your job is not your family, and the only thing you should be exploiting these corporations. I want to thank y'all for listening to Talk FNF TV. We greatly appreciate your time and just sitting with us. And we want y'all to come back, man. Share everybody. Tell everybody to come back. Join the Talk FNF fam.
And follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you very much for listening. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like, comment, do all of the things. We appreciate you very much. Bye.
And you homeroom niggas better keep it up, nigga. We here on y'all ass.
Maybe if it's beef. We don't know.
If it's beef. If not, you guys are talented and great human beings.
Like, if it's really a maybe.